Down in the mines, they fear me. Not because I am strong, because I carry a sword, and they carry a pickaxe. That is the only difference between a man who eats and a man who is eaten. I am a guard of the old camp, and this is one day of my life. The day I finally stopped pretending I was free. I was not always a guard. I came through the barrier like all the rest. A prisoner, a number, a back built for digging. My first months were spent in the old mine, choking on stone dust, watching men die for a fistful of ore. But this place teaches one lesson, and it teaches it well. Down here, you are either the boot or the neck beneath it. So I fought. I bled. I licked the right boots at the right time. And one day, a baron put a sword in my hand and called me his. I told myself I had won. I was wrong. I had only traded my chains for heavier ones and learned to call the weight respect. The old camp is a pyramid, and every man knows his stone. At the peak sit the ore barons, fat on the wine the king sends, rich on ore they have never once dug with their own hands. And above them all stands one man. What he says is law. And his law is simple: the ore must flow. Below the barons stand the fire mages, robed, cold, keepers of a power the rest of us only fear. Then come the guards, us, the fists of the barons, and at the very bottom where I began, the diggers. I keep them in line so the barons can keep their comfort. That is my purpose. Some days I think that is all I am. Morning. The cauldron rings and the camp wakes like a beast in a foul mood. I take my post at the gate to the old mine. The diggers shuffle past in a grey line, eyes down, the way I taught them, the way I was once taught. I count them in. Tonight I will count them out. And if the numbers do not match, no one goes looking. A missing digger is only a little less ore and a little more room. I walk the line with one hand resting on my hilt. I rarely have to draw it. The hand is enough. Fear does the work that a blade would only finish. You may wonder why any of this matters. Why a king would feed a colony of criminals he could simply forget. The answer glows in every cart that comes up from the dark. Magic ore. The only thing that can be forged into weapons strong enough to hold back the orc hordes, tearing at the edges of the kingdom. Out there, a war is bleeding the world dry. And in here, we dig the iron that feeds it. That is the joke none of us laugh at. The whole kingdom depends on the labor of men it has thrown away. We are the most important people in the world, and we will die in this pit, unnamed. By midday, the carts come up, and I weigh them. I know each digger's quota the way a farmer knows his fields. One cart comes up light, a thin man, new, still soft from the world outside. He looks at me the way I once looked at the guard who broke me, as if I might be merciful. But I am not paid for mercy. I am paid for the ore. So I do the thing the barons made me for, and I hate the part of me that has become good at it. Tomorrow he will dig faster, they always do, and I will tell myself it was for his own good. That lie gets easier every single year. That is the part that frightens me. At the heart of the camp, behind the walls I guard, the barons live like kings of a kingdom the size of a grave. Meat, wine, warmth. Everything the barrier traps inside flows to them first, and to the rest of us, only what is left. I stand outside their hall and breathe the smell of roasting meat, while 100 paces away, the diggers chew bug stew in the mud. This is what my sword protects. Not the camp, not order, just their comfort. A guard who forgets that does not stay a guard for long. But a guard who remembers it too clearly he does not sleep well either. There is a man in the mine now who used to stand where I stand. A guard. He grew slow. He showed mercy to the wrong digger on the wrong day in front of the wrong baron. By nightfall, his sword was gone, and so was his name. Now he swings a pickaxe with the rest of them, and we, his old brothers, look straight through him. Because that is the truth no guard says aloud. The ladder we climbed has no railing. One wrong step and you fall all the way back down, into the dark you crawled out of. So I keep my face hard. I keep my mercy hidden, and I never, ever look down for too long. Then, trouble. A digger has had enough. He swings his pickaxe at a guard, screaming about the new camp, about freedom, about the barrier coming down. For one breath, the whole yard goes still, and I feel it. That thing more dangerous than any blade in this valley. Hope, because hope spreads. One man who believes he can be free becomes 10. 10 become 100. And there were never enough of us to hold back 100. So we end it, fast. Not because we hate him, but because of the secret we guard most carefully of all. We only rule this place because the diggers have forgotten they outnumber us. The day they remember, no sword will be enough. There are other powers in this valley, and we watch them the way wolves watch wolves. In the new camp, they bow to no baron. They dream of gathering enough ore dust to shatter the barrier and walk out free. We call them fools, traitors. We call them anything except what they might one day be. Right, and out in the swamp, the Brotherhood breathes their smoke and prays to a sleeping god, waiting to be saved instead of saving themselves. A man tried to slip away to the new camp last week. We caught him at the bridge. The barons made an example of him, and they made me help. I told myself he knew the risk. Every man here knows the risk. Knowing it has never once made the leash any shorter. Sometimes I watch the fire mages cross the yard, and the whole camp parts around them like water around stone. A single word from them could burn this place to ash. And yet, they are trapped here too, same as the barons, same as me. The barrier does not care how much power a man holds. It hangs over all of us, that dome of violet light humming softly in the dark. Inside it, we build our little ladders and climb over one another's backs. And at the top of every ladder is the same purple sky none of us will ever touch. I used to believe the guards were free. Now I know the truth. We are simply the prisoners they trust to hold the keys to a door that does not open. Night falls, or what passes for night beneath the barrier. I set down my sword, and for a moment I am just a man again. I eat better than the diggers. I sleep on a real bed. I carry a name that men are afraid to say out loud, and none of it means a thing. Because when I look up, the sky still glows violet, and I still cannot leave. I climbed the entire pyramid, and all I found at the top was a clearer view of the same cage. The diggers think I won. Once, maybe, I thought so too. But a jailer who can never go home, he is only a prisoner who has been handed a sword. So I lie awake, and I wonder, what if I had never taken the sword? What if I had run to the new camp and bet my life on breaking the barrier? What if I had knelt in the swamp with the Brotherhood and prayed instead of guarded? Every man in this valley is living one version of a single life. Next time, I will live another. If you want to see what it truly costs to chase freedom in the Valley of Mines, follow along. Down here, every life ends the same way. It is the living that is different, even for a man with a sword.